And guys, welcome in, welcome in. If this is your first time, welcome into the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. Of course, I am your host, Brandon Blakely, aka Brandon Lee TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment, like, all that good stuff to stay up with the latest with the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. But the girl is obviously bad for business if she would jeopardize your future and your career. That's crazy. That's nasty work. And we see this happen with male athletes too, getting lied on. Like, it's not cool, man. Stop lying. Rose said and that's her lawyer, when law enforcement charges a person with kidnapping, it's often heavy-handed if the person isn't responsible for an abduction. A kidnapping charge is considered a felony punishable by up to 30 years if convicted of the crime. Her lawyer also said misconceptions around the kidnapping is reason alone that the statute should change for South Carolina. Quote, the kidnapping, and this is Watkins' lawyer talking. The kidnapping statute needs to be changed because under the current law, if you restrict someone's movement for an instant, for a moment, you are guilty of kidnapping. That defies logic that the general public would see. When you see so-and-so arrested for kidnapping, you would rightfully think that they've thrown someone in the back of their car. That's what it sounded like. That's what you think. When you hear kidnapping, you're definitely thinking somebody's getting put in a trunk and gone for a ride, or they've locked someone in their basement. That's not what has to happen. And to really understand this, you also have to understand too what they're saying about kidnapping in South Carolina. Literally, like you could stand and block a door, and that's considered kidnapping in South Carolina. The headlines were nasty, man. The charges sounded nasty. It sounded a lot worse than what it was. And I think that's why South Carolina did a really good job of not rushing the judgment. Yes, cut all ties. If she lied, the girl blatantly lied. If you're just joining the chat, the girl blatantly lied on Ashlyn Watkins. And everybody ran with it. If she lied, is that not filing a false report subject to legal consequences? Man, I feel like when somebody lies and ruins your life, they should do the bid that you were going to do. Like blatantly lying, messing up somebody's future, playing with her season and her draft stock. That girl should definitely face some consequences, man. I'm right there with you, Frederick. She lied. Frida, that's what I'm saying. I literally thought she threw this little girl in a trunk or something and took off and went across state lines. Like, it was sounding crazy. I thought she took someone's shot and skipped town. Like, what in the hell is going on? Like, I really thought Ashlyn Watkins crashed out. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I really, really thought Ashlyn Watkins crashed out. Look, I knew and Byron, welcome in, welcome in. Look, I knew she wasn't getting kicked off the team. Women's college basketball is big, big business. Now, South Carolina women's defending champs, first of all. If wife everyone got it, who got in a fight, it is big business. It is big business. That is facts, Big Pig. Welcome in. Welcome in. My guy, my guy RC on the backup page. Damn, nobody gonna visit SC with these laws. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. These laws are extremely outdated. South Carolina is backwards right now. They have video surveillance. They shouldn't know if she lied or not. And that video should have been examined immediately before it even broke all these news cycles, man. Because it was a bad look not only on Watkins but the program. You had people calling Coach Don Staley out. Hey VZ, welcome in. I'm a South Carolina fan, but y'all really believe she lied? Or okay, Tavies, so you feel like maybe they had a talk with her in a room, got her to change that story or something like that? Is that what you're saying? There's no consequence for women that make up false accusations hardly. And we've seen so many careers. Y'all remember Sean Oakman, the big defensive lineman for Oregon that was going viral. Or Baylor, my bad. He was at Baylor. Supposed to be a first round draft pick, top 10, got lied on and never played in the NFL. Don kicks Sanaya Ja off the team, so don't sleep. Don will get you out of there if you a problem. Definitely. And I don't think Ashley's a problem, but yeah. Coach Staley is not putting one person above this program or this team. You absolutely right, Ashley. Like, she will get you up out of there. It don't matter who you are. Definitely. What is y'all's initial reaction to the news? And I'm going to go through the article a little bit more. So we know she posted a $30,000 bail. And it's looking like, as far as the legal situation, she could be in the clear. I haven't seen anything official saying the case was dropped. But if the witness, if the key witness, if the victim is saying that she lied and recanting the story, then yeah, all charges need to be dropped immediately. Immediately. First off, if everyone who got in a fight with their wife or girlfriend got fired, the unemployment rate would be 90%. Yeah, you were way too hard on Ashlyn Watkins for these souped up charges. And Byron, that wasn't my intent. That was not my intent. I was not trying to paint her as guilty because she wasn't. And I said that multiple times. Innocent until proven guilty. Now, I was teed up. Energy was on 10, but y'all know my energy's always on 10. I never want to see any young person or anybody throw their future away. It's funny to me that this piece of drama with SC was bigger news than us being undefeated national champions. Bro, Sean Frank, the story was everywhere. The story was everywhere. It spread like wildfire. And I know I definitely ruffled some feathers too. I remember the first time I saw Sean Oakman on the field, I was like, when did a 40-year-old grown man play college football? Like, bro, Sean Oakman was supposed to be a franchise player. That man looked like a created character. Career down the drain. Brandon, you never got into a fight with your wife or girlfriend? Of course, I've had arguments with females. I've never gotten physical, though. I don't believe in putting my hands on a woman at all. But yeah, as far as getting into arguments, of course. Of course, some of these girls crazy out here. Byron, you already know. Yeah, I'm not perfect and I'm not going to act like I am. I'm human just like y'all. I'm just now hearing this news from you. Yeah. Yeah. Frederick, man, I'm just saying. This is big news. I know a lot of people tuned into the first live. People like drama. People like bad news. People tune in for that. Although they both probably put hands on each other. We will never know the truth. That's the thing. They might have. And genuinely, we will, like you said, like you just said, we may never actually know the truth. But if they got surveillance footage, man, that should have ruled out a lot initially before this thing even took off. The only way I'll go with that theory is if they find out Watkins was dating that victim, then you know there's something fishy. Like a Karl Malone situation. That's statutory. Man, that ain't nothing to play with, especially down south. You will get your tail locked up for playing. RC, I'm glad that the drama is over and she can get back to her life. Hopefully the legal case is properly dismissed and she can take it as water under the bridge and just go back to SC game plan. Yeah, I'm right there with you, RC. Like, and cut ties. Cut ties from this girl. Delete her number. Get her off social media. Never talk to her again. Like, get away from this girl because she is bad for business. I think the channels and pages that were saying Watkins' career is over need to cancel their channels for jumping the gun with false reports. And yeah, that's something I'm not gonna do. That's something I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna condemn someone for views. Like, we didn't know. It was worth talking about. There was speculation in the air. We heard about the suspension. There is a possibility she may never play basketball again, but to condemn her and say that her career is over is irresponsible, man. I completely agree with you, RC. She could also have tried to get money from a potential, yeah, from a future lottery pick. And y'all see the WNBA contracts are on the way up. We're talking serious money now, man. Now, this is big news just for Ashlyn. Her life as a person is looking like it's gonna get back on track. And she'll get past this. But also, this is huge news for South Carolina and their championship hopes. Now, I think they still had a chance to win a title without Ashlyn, but now with Ashlyn, like they are hands down the number one team. It's them and everybody else. But this would have been a major loss for this program. The cops should be fired for even making those charges. Local police officers try to ruin South Carolina women's basketball season. It was nasty work. It was those charges were trumped up. They sounded really bad. Anybody facing those charges, I would have said the same thing. They sounded really, really bad, and they were hyped up. And shout out to her lawyer, because her lawyer maintained her innocence the whole time. Stuck to his story and said that we would all realize this was nonsense. And he obviously knew the girl was lying. He obviously knew the girl was lying, and that what really happened in the dark, or what we think happened, would come to light. But Ashlyn Watkins should absolutely be exonerated. Charges dropped. Suspension is lifted. Like, man, let this young lady go on with her life. Let her get back to doing the main thing, which is playing basketball. Now, we know that South Carolina front court is loaded, but Ashlyn Watkins is a player of the year type level talent. She's a number one potential draft pick in the WNBA draft if she decides to go pro. But 20 years old, like, mistakes happen. I'm just glad this didn't cost her everything. Because just from reading the reports, it sounded like Ashlyn Watkins had completely crashed out, y'all. I'm not going to hold you. But we know that that is how the internet is. I mean, you could see a 30-second clip from an hour-long video and rush to judgment. I'm not here to condemn her or say that her career was going to be over, because that was just too far. We don't know. We don't know. And I'm not here just to talk. I was hoping for the best for the victim as well as Ashlyn Watkins. And now maybe we find out Ashlyn Watkins was actually the victim. She good though. I don't think she's a troublemaker. Just probably got in a very emotional situation. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. People were trying to say she had a temper. Like, I've never heard of Ashlyn Watkins getting in any trouble, not getting kicked out of any games or anything like that. Tessa Johnson is about to open her own culinary arts program this season, by the way. She's going to cook all over. Ooh, talk to him. She impressed me big time in the championship game, and she was killing my team. Yo, RC, she can, man, I could watch Tessa Johnson shoot the basketball all day. Beautiful jump shot, man. And it looks like it's going in every time. I mean, between her, Malaysia Ford Wiley, Tahina Powell, Raven Johnson, Breezy Hall, Maddie McDaniel, like, that backcourt is stacked. That backcourt is absolutely stacked. And then the front court too, man, with Ashlyn coming back, Chloe Kitts, who I think is gonna have a breakout year for sure. I think this is gonna be a big year for her. Sanaya Fagan, Miriam Dowda. Like, that front court is insane. And Ashlyn Watkins is gonna be a big part of that.